Cozy Blanket Games. Alright, welcome back. We're going to do Spike, who I know almost nothing about.
Spike, you've done a remarkable
Oh, he's the
job
Ape
catching
Escape
those
guy.
monsters.
That's right.
That may be the last of them.
Thanks, Professor. They seem to be getting smarter and smarter.
Alert, alert! We've detected a series of events unlike any in our database. By all indications, this could be an alien invasion.
Aliens? Invading?
There seems
Like
to
how
be some
Spike has
force
no nose,
causing this.
Professor has giant
Without
nose.
further data, it may be safe to assume this is the work of Spectre.
Spectre?
There's no time to wait for more information, Spike. If this is Spectre's doing, the entire planet could be threatened. You know what to do.
I'm ready, Professor.
I'm afraid these monkey-catching weapons are all I have to give you.
That's okay, Professor. They're all I need.
That's all he knows. YouTube does have emotes too. Alright, we need to edit monkey emote. Yeah, I'll work on that. I know, YouTube totally has emotes. What do you mean YouTube doesn't have emotes? You liar.
Ready? Fight!
In Magic, I don't have to be a partner, an affiliate, if I go straight to being a partner. I don't even know what the requirements for partner are.
You get a lesson from teacher.
Magic still watches all of his YouTube videos on E-Bomb's World. That's why he's behind on all the internet trends. Oh, I need to figure out what this guy's attacks are. Okay, so it's like a spread forward shot for level 2. That'll be handy in the future. E-Bombs World, well, this is an old video hosting site. Daily, oh, what was that other one called? 75 average viewers. It's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And that's for partner. Wow. I'm so behind on internet stuff as well. Dude, I'm so happy I get younger people that come into the stream. They keep me updated on stuff. I can't even imagine, like, we're out of touch. I can't imagine what our parents see the internet as. When there's a new trend, I hear about it a year after. When there's a new trend, I hear about it because trends go through the phases, right? Internet trends do. There's the initial, like the early people, the people who originate it. And then there's everyone that catches on and it becomes the thing. And then there's the meta joke of it,
Time to bring it
where it's the deconstruction of the trend and there's the jokes about it. I hear about the trend when corporations get in on it. When a trend is well and truly dead. The interwebs is in a weird puberty phase right now. Explain. That's an interesting sentence. Is that to... Oh, what is my level 1? Okay, catching that. That makes sense. I gotcha. Internet puberty. Huh.
10 seconds left. Three, two,
2, 1.
time up.
Let's see here. Rank up. Yeah, rank up. Myself, Sly Cooper, and Toro. And after this, I need to do Ratchet, and then I'll do Drake, and then I'm... Well, when we grew up with everything, it was fairly new. We had our struggles, Now people born with all the opportunities at hand. It looks like a rebellious phase for the internet. Okay. Everything is blowing up. Laws finally get adjusted to the age of the internet. That's a good point. As we get younger and younger politicians that understand the internet better, the laws are going to start catching up. Which there's going to be good and bad to that, but it'll clear up a lot of weird legal areas that current like 60, 70, 80-year-old politicians don't quite understand. Like, it's fine to me that for a lot of stuff, we still have to rely on rules that were established for like vinyl records and cassette tapes and stuff, because the laws just never got updated here in America. A modernized law system might not be the worst thing, depending on who's writing the laws, of course. And we're going out of the planet, satellite, back into the planet. Boom. And there's going to be sections to the internet, right? I think that's what we're seeing more and more of is segmentation. Because early on, it was only young people, well, for the most part, I guess, on the internet, because old people didn't understand how to work early internet. They gave up on it. And now those young people are now becoming middle-aged, like the internet pioneers are becoming middle-aged and older. And you have us that are just under them, and now we have the kids underneath us. So there's going to be all sorts of age groups now with their own kind of segmented internet experiences. So yeah, I think puberty is a good analogy for that. Yeah. At least in my head. A couple years when all that is established, it'll settle down again. Where am I? There I am. People are accustomed to it and it takes more and more serious. I'm just wondering, what's the thing after the internet, right? And you know, it's easy for us to say, oh, there is no after the internet. Like, what more could there be? But when the telegram got invented, people are like, wow, the telegram. And then the phone got invented. Like, the phone? How are we going to get bigger than the phone? I mean, you can talk to people across countries over wires? Wow. Like, so I think we're to the point we can't fathom what the next thing is. Whatever it is.
Get ready to be robbed. 3, 2, 1. Time up.
Time out. I'm afraid it's gonna be like proper, like Ready Player One style stuff where we live in a virtual world. Excuse me. As well as a physical, you know. Does there need to be a thing after the internet is the question. Not the animation is a good thing, but we still don't have flying cars or spaceships. You know what I mean? Somewhere is always a line. We do have flying cars, actually. They're called airplanes. I get what you mean, though. And we do have spaceships. You just need to be a billionaire, apparently, to take advantage of them. But what I'm saying is, like, no one could have imagined the newspaper or the telephone or anything that preceded the internet, before the internet. It's just like we probably, whatever our kids or our grandkids, whatever, wherever it happens, or the television. film, you know. I watched that Neil deGrasse Tyson video where he says flying cars are basically helicopters. Yeah. Helicopters are... I wonder, is it more complicated to fly a helicopter or a plane?
Crap.
I feel like a helicopter might be more complicated than a plane. So a plane may be more analogous. Honestly, they have to take care of more important stuff first. If they make it, the planet's literally on fire. I have a dumb optimism that some super genius in the next 15 minutes, in the next 15 years is going to figure out how to reverse this whole global warming thing. Maybe that's just my love of Hollywood plot lines. I really think we're going to pull through as a species in some spectacular fashion. Yeah, that might be too much like American optimism on my part, though. What? Oh no. I thought this was a kill. Cozy, that's adorable. Oh no, I'm hopeful. Like we pulled ourselves out of bad situations before. Right, like think Murray is a turtle.
Yes, please.
No. Murray's a hippo?
Don't mind if I do.
No, Murray's definitely a turtle. Murray was the hippo. Dang it. Right, like think about how we were during the Cold War when the USSR and the US had literal nuclear bombs pointed at each other for the better part of a half century, right? I don't think people could imagine themselves out of that scenario. Like all it takes was one bad actor to blow up the entire world, right? But we made it through. We survived it. During World War I think a lot of people in Western countries couldn't see a way out of that. We made it. You know, maybe we'll do it. I find happiness in the thought that when we go extinct, the Earth doesn't care. Nature will heal after it's freed from its parasites. Though we inflicted a lot of damage. Oh yeah. No, that's the thing about global warming. Is, oh no, I'm running out of battery. Like, we don't have, the Earth doesn't have a people, or how's it phrased? We don't have an Earth problem. The Earth has a people problem. And once it gets rid of us, it'll be fine. Yeah, the Earth's gone through more extreme cycles before. We're just speeding up this cycle. And yeah, whatever comes after us, I mean, they're gonna find a lot of weird crap. Like, can you imagine whatever, assuming there's intelligent life after humans, what like Dubai looks like for them? Like, who builds a city like Dubai in the middle of a desert? Like, that's insane. Or Egypt, or you know, any of these places in the Middle East. What crazy places to build homes. Okay. I just gotta get one more level 3. There we go. There we go. There we go. I believe they'll be impressed by the pyramids and shake their heads at Trump Tower. I don't know that Trump Tower would be standing. Like famously, Trump Towers are not very well-made buildings. So other modern buildings will outlive Trump Towers. He built them to costs. Lowest bidder and all that. Right? Yeah. So like we'll have buildings like the Empire State Building or the Griffith Observatory, just to name a couple American buildings. For contemporary buildings. I agree, most of the housing stuff probably won't survive. Especially not in America. You guys over there in Europe tend to build stuff that lasts. Or you did at some stage. Along with, you know, Native American stuff literally made of like clay and stone. That stuff will survive. Incas, Mayans, you know, all those people. Anything built with stone, like the Greeks and the Romans. That stuff, what we have of it, will be around in some form far longer than any contemporary American building will. You know, with no humans around to maintain or anything. The contemporary steel and glass stuff, yeah, probably not. Concrete, depending on what happens with the weather. Concrete buildings might not be bad. Fair, my hometown still has some ancient parts of the city walls in the inner city and are heavily protected. By heavily protected, do you mean like protected so people don't mess with it? Or protected as in it'll stand naturally on its own without human intervention?
Time to bring in the big gun.
Are you tired of this cutscene yet? I'm tired of this cutscene.
Victory!
Yeah. That's also nutty to me. How old some of the stuff in Europe is. Like when I was studying in Norwich, Norwich Castle was built in the 1100s. Which is so much older than America as a country. There's no fencing, but they are controlled and maintained, so they are preserved. Oh, that's good. But yeah, you have... There's probably a castle within 30 miles of you that's vastly older than my country. I mean, I guess technically, depending on how you're looking at it, vastly older than your country as well. Depending on what you're considering Germany to be. Just one? I don't know. I thought maybe you were out like in a weird spot where there's a low density of castles. Over there in Germany. Deutschland. Oh, she got 2 kills in. Good for her. Which means I need to get on game level 3 so she doesn't get a kill and win this. Yes. Maybe not a castle, but you can find those old buildings everywhere across the country. Yeah, I'm talking about castles fascinate me. Because we don't have them. That style of architecture went out. And also, you know, the whole American aesthetic about not wanting kings. So we kind of eschewed castles as a architectural choice. You can find old buildings everywhere across the country. Victory! Ooh. Fight. How far would you say you are from the nearest castle? You don't say which castle, but my hometown first got mentioned. Oh, wait, let's watch the
What are you
cutscene.
doing? I almost had him.
Lay off him, Spike. He's just a little monkey.
Those little monkeys are trying to take over the planet.
It looks like he's just having fun to me. Don't you like having fun?
I like saving the world. And what about you?
Parappa's the most wholesome character.
Vector? Who's that? I'm working with Chop Master Onion. I don't think he's trying to take over the world. Yet.
Well, I'm not going to wait around to find out.
Alright, what did first say? My hometown first got mentioned on paper in the 560s because some guy complained to his superior that they need backup. He's tired of Vikings constantly looting this place. Oh, the Vikings. That's a bit of American history a lot of people don't know. Is that the Vikings were here before, like, the Spaniards. There's ample evidence. I mean, obviously the natives were here first. But as far as what you would consider Europeans, the Vikings were here way before. Just gotta knock him down somehow. Oh, dang it. That's funny. So the first mention of your hometown, they're like, we need help over here. But how'd that work in the old wars? Like, when you called for backup, it probably took weeks. But Vikings were almost everywhere. Oh, yeah, certainly. That was their whole thing, was to just go and see the world. What's my level 2 again? I'm gonna figure it out. Oh, that's right. That's right. You've been those old wars, like when you called for backup, it could take weeks before your message gets to where it needs to go, depending on how far the message needs to go. So by the time they get to you, you could just be done. Whoever was attacking you could have already had you down. Dang it. Ha! Aw. Parappa. Okay, so if Google's cities around town I'm currently living in, there's the 11 most beautiful castles near me. Wait, there's a whole list of beautiful castles just near yourself. Not just castles, but beautiful castles. Wow. There is, I can say this. I've said I live in Colorado. Search for Bishop Castle near Colorado Springs. That's the closest thing I have to a castle near me. First one I clicked on is from around 1100. No Parappa, bad Parappa. 1100. I don't even know what was happening in 1100 here in my country. I'm sure the natives were doing all sorts of neat stuff, like agriculture and architecture and whatnot. I have this book I've been meaning to read forever. It's 1466 America Before Columbus. That I guess gives a pretty good overview of the major events that happened here before European colonists. Game over. Native American history is such a giant blind spot of mine, it's embarrassing. There we go. And onward to the final battle with Spike. $1,100. That's amazing. And we don't value old structures in America either. That's another part of it.
Ready?
Alright, boss arena.
Fight!
Like we tear down a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people don't know this either, but the White House, when we know it got, damaged after the War of 1812. The construction for the Cologne Cathedral began in 1248 and finished in 1880. Jeez, why did it take so long? Or was it a thing where they kept adding to it and no one could just decide when it was finished? Or was it just turbulent, like whatever Germanic tribes? 1880. That's not that long ago. Several key figures of World War I and II were already born in 1880. Well, obviously, yeah. There we go. The heck, Cologne Cathedral? You sure you are? Oh, it starts me over? Because I didn't kill him quick enough? Oh, I didn't know that. It's good to know, actually. Huh. They had a construction stop from 1528 to 1823, it seems. Okay, but even then, between 2046 and 1528, I would have thought they would, in the 300 years, you'd think they would have had it finished. That's a long time to work on a building. Is that time span? That time span between 1248 and 1528, when they were still trying to make the cathedral, that is longer than America's been a country. That same span of time.
Yeah, this will do.
Dang it. That's insane. That'd be like if we were still making the White House for George Washington. But yeah, from what I read, the short period of time they added more and more stuff.
Are you kidding me?
Oh no, it seems like Towers just finished in 1880. Okay, so the main bit of it was done. Like the actual, like, worshipping part of the cathedral. I imagine was probably what? When was the Great Reformation? Would it have been a Lutheran church? Maybe a Protestant church? Could be Catholic too, I suppose. One sec, Frosh, I'll get to your comment here in a second. Need to focus here to get the last of this energy.
Thank you very much.
Oh, come on, unfreeze me. That's nonsense. That is some nonsense. Come on, man. Oh no, come on. I can. As a matter of fact, I can survive the mind melting intensity. Just let me get my level 3 so this can be over. There we go.
Time to bring in the big gun.
Alright, what'd you say? It seems a miracle that the cathedral survived World War II without any harm, even though the rest of the city was heavily bombarded. Not any harm, but less harm. Yeah, I think it's a shame all the architecture and whatnot we lost during those wars. The Reformation began around 1517, so it could have been a Lutheran church to begin with. Alright, let's get the Spike's cutscene. And Frosh, if you have any good ideas for the title of this episode,
You're back.
give them to me.
I'd begun to worry we'd never see you again.
It's good to be back, Professor. You won't believe the things I saw.
I'm sure I won't, Spike. We've got some news here.
I do too. I fought everyone up to the big guy controlling them all. But it wasn't.
Spectre, I know. Charu and I still aren't sure where you were, but we've since detected a true alien invasion. Warships are heading toward all the major capitals of the world.
So Spectre really is back. Well, I'm more prepared for him and his aliens, monkeys, or whatever else he's got than I've ever been before. Where to first, Professor?
Is that hint at a new Ape Escape game? Cologne was always heavily Catholic, so probably a Catholic church. Not that anyone cares anymore. Germany is a very atheist country overall. Makes sense. On that note, this episode here. The stream happens every Tuesday, Thursday, both here on the YouTube channel and over at Twitch at Cozy Blanket Gaming. And next episode, I will be doing Ratchet. So I'll see you in the future. Won't you please subscribe?